Why is multiplayer so hard? Well, the short answer is keeping every player and every object in a thing is way trickier than it looks. Today I will show you why thinking static objects is much harder than thinking player movement and what I learned along the way. Recently I've been working on adding multiplayer features to the game created by Breakies. The idea was simple. Players can join and collect coins. For that to work smoothly, two main goals had to be achieved: player movement synchronization and static object synchronization. In the previous video, we achieved the first goal, thinking players. In short, every player broadcasted their inputs and position, and based on the data, other clients corrected the player's position. It wasn't perfect, but it worked surprisingly well. So the next challenge was static object synchronization, and this turned out to be much harder. So let's take a look into the result. So yeah, we need actually to go to Godot, launch our game. We have two instances, one instance, second one. Let's join the server. And to make things clear, currently, the game is hosted on main cloud of the SpacetimeDB, so everything would look like in the real thing, like in production. So as we can see, objects are synced properly. They are synced based on the timestamp. Here is the problem though. Let's take a look clearly on the left side. As you can see, this remote player character is kind of dragging. There is a little bit of jittering. It moves on itself, even though nothing happens here. So let's take a look on the code itself, which causes the problem. So if we go here, we can reach this place where we apply position correction. So, and this causes the problem. We have server position and current position of the player. Current position is influenced by physics of the game, on our local machine. Server position is influenced by our server, basically, and we have a latency. And this latency, even though it's 30 or 40 milliseconds, still the data is outdated. And because our kind of game engine will be always much faster than our networking part, this is the issue. So where do we go and which lessons I learned along the way? So yeah, SpacetimeDB doesn't provide built-in physics. So without server-side physics, it's nearly impossible to properly sync static and player-controlled objects. You have to have full authority, let's be real. Yeah. Also, I figured out that it is possible to use Bevy, so you can compile Bevy without any features, without additional stuff, without kind of rendering and all of that. It can be compiled into Wasm, so this is how you can compile it alongside SpacetimeDB and use Entity Component System to write your own physics engine and somehow not port, but connect it to Godot. After that, you can use schedulers from SpacetimeDB to trigger your own custom engine. But I decided to not go this route. I decided to fully redesign my game, and yeah, we will talk about it a little bit later. And yeah, so if you want something like Rocket League, the recipe is client-side prediction and full server authority. And as we saw before with this guy, yeah, this thing, we have to have those two things. It's otherwise it's impractical. Yeah, it's only from my own experience. So if you would like to try, you can do that. So where do we go from here? So I decided to redesign my game from scratch. So it will be more fun, at least for me to work with it. I will not spend so much time on my own game engine, and it's not the place where I want to be. I want to actually ship this game to the Steam where all of you guys can play it. This is the end of current milestones that I've decided to write. And yeah, so in the next video, probably next week, but I'm not sure, really not sure with my pace. I will talk about constraints of the SpacetimeDB in more detail and also my new game design approach. So for now, I want to thank everyone who watched the first devlog. I'll keep improving my speech delivery and editing skills to make these videos better. And yeah, also you can find the code I've been working on through the link below. It will be in the description. Here is the actual repository. It is public. You can do whatever you want with that. It will be updated also with my new things. And yeah, it's not polished. It's not ready for open source, but it contains everything that I've been working on. So if you want to try to launch this game, you can do so. So thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.